For some rural escapes, our buyers have to travel more than a country mile.
Really cute.
It's very different to what you're likely to find in Australia, I think.
Very different. Love the stone, and yeah, it's beautiful.
But the miles travelled are worth it when you're an escape superfan.
I'm so excited to do an escape to the country and actually lean on the gate with a view like that behind me. It's amazing.
And it's even better when we come up with the property goods.
I think the potential to make the life we want here is incredible. I don't think there'd be anything holding us back.
Aberdeenshire, Scotland's castle country, with more castles per acre than anywhere else in the British Isles. But it's not just the region's history you can lose yourself in.
Now, let's be honest, these days, with the aid of modern technology, it is quite hard to get lost when driving around the British countryside. But if you do find yourself in rural Aberdeenshire and you don't have a sat-nav to hand, well, you could find yourselves in the hamlet of Lost. Not a bad place to be. Now then, where am I heading next? I think it's this way.
Aberdeenshire covers almost 2,500 square miles in Scotland's rugged Highlands, with its coast stretching for 65 miles along the North Sea. The county has been named a top holiday destination for 2023. And it's not just visitors who love all that it has to offer.
I think Aberdeenshire is a great place to live. It's got a real mix. We've obviously got the coast, we've got the mountains, the Cairngorms. You can be at the seaside in the morning, you can be climbing a Munro in the afternoon. Lots of great culture, great food and drink. It's just a fantastic place to live.
The mountainous Cairngorms spill into Aberdeenshire's southwestern side and is the UK's largest national park. Its outstanding scenery has seen it voted amongst the best 20 places to visit in the world.
You know that feeling you sometimes get when it comes to trying something you've never done before, but nonetheless, you are certain it's going to be great. Well, maybe it's just me, who knows? But I'm in good company because one half of today's buying duo has never ever lived in the country before, but she is determined that she is going to love it. Fingers crossed, she will.
Hello, welcome to our second floor, 2-bedroom flat in Sydney. This is our living room, doubles as our art studio, breakfast room, lounge room. That's our dog Hemingway, our 4-year-old Whippet. He's part of our move.
Australian-born Holly is a lawyer and her British partner James an artist.
What are you painting, James?
I'm painting a picture of you sitting by the river, actually.
As you can see, we don't have a lot of space here. Our garden's pretty small, although I do have a rewilding project in mind. It's also quite difficult to keep animals in a flat, and we'd love to have 6 or 7 ducks and donkeys, maybe some more dogs as well to keep Hemingway company. Well, we have a dream of having land, maybe 1 or 2 acres, maybe up to 5 acres.
Yeah, we've talked about moving back to the UK for a long time, since we met about 5 years ago. And Scotland, Holly sold it to me before I'd ever visited there properly, and then I went last year and fell in love with it.
My great-grandparents were born in Glasgow and they came out to Australia in 1910, and I've always felt a bit of a connection back to Scotland.
They have now left their Sydney rental behind them and have arrived in the UK. They're staying with James's parents in Northamptonshire while they search for their dream home.
I'm very excited about moving to Scotland because it is new. Like, I've come home to the UK and I grew up here till I was 25, but I've not really lived as an adult in the UK, so it does feel like just a new adventure.
For a budget of £400,000, Holly and James are looking for a spacious character home with 3 bedrooms and high ceilings for 6'4" James, along with an art studio and a home office. Outside, they're hoping for a minimum of 2 acres set in a rural location with views ideally in or near the Cairngorms.
Well, we often talk about escaping to the country being a huge lifestyle change for our buyers, but for Holly and James, my goodness me, it doesn't get much more different than leaving the urban sprawl of Sydney for life in rural Aberdeenshire. Look at this lot, surrounded by the Cairngorms. They are both of them following a dream, but what a dream, and what a place to try and make it happen.
Our Scottish Discovery Tour is beginning in the hamlet of Towie, not located in Essex, but rather on the edge of the Cairngorms National Park. And it's here in the Cairngorms where we're catching up before we set sail on our property journey.
Wow, look at this. James, Holly, welcome to Escape to the Country. Welcome to Scotland. How does it feel to finally be here?
It's amazing to be here. It's been a long time in the planning.
Now, I know, Holly, you're a huge fan of Escape to the Country.
Yeah.
And a little bird told me that you've been keeping an Escape to the Country spreadsheet. What does that involve?
It's basically just whenever a house is sold, I put a little asterisk next to it on the spreadsheet so I can keep track. See who the best presenter is, you know.
Oh, really? We'll talk about
You're
that
doing
later.
well.
But the key thing is that we are charged with trying to find you, this week, a property out of 3 in this gorgeous landscape.
I've never been to this part of Scotland, and I don't think you have either.
I've never been to Aberdeenshire. I did a bit of a road trip and I fell in love with I guess, it's just so mysterious and majestic, all these hills and mountains.
I brought you here because it's a real scene setter, and also it's only 5 minutes from our first option.
How exciting.
So if you like this, hopefully you'll love property number 1. Follow me.
The scenery surrounding our first offering is just breathtaking. There's a myriad of patchwork fields bounded by trees and sprinkled with cattle and sheep. The River Don passes by Towie, where there's a church, a community hall, a primary school, and this detached stone house.
What do you think?
It's amazing. I love it. Yeah, it's really, really cute.
It's very different to what you're likely to find in Australia, I think.
Very
Yes.
different. Yeah. Love the stone, and yeah, it's beautiful.
The village school is right next door. This used to be the headmaster's house.
Wow.
Built 1909, so this is Edwardian, and it's got these lovely Edwardian proportions within it.
And the chimneys, it's going to be warm inside if we've got that many chimneys.
There's a lot to recommend with this one. Let's have a look inside and see if that's going to work for you.
Our handsome property is built from sandstone, and the current owners have lived here for 33 years. The sunroom is a more recent addition, a perfect artist studio, perhaps.
Well, James, come on. Could your art flourish in here?
I think it could, yeah. I think it's a beautiful little room.
Yeah, there is a front door to this property. It's over there. We all in this country tend to use the back door to get in to our rural properties. It's just the way it works. But, you know, I think this is super, actually, and a nice way to welcome your guests in.
Yeah, it's lovely. I'm imagining dogs sleeping on the floor in here. I think they'd like it.
So you have one dog at the moment, haven't
Yes,
we?
yes.
So dogs plural.
Yep, Sunday we're getting another dog.
Are you?
We're adopting another dog. So we're going to need space.
Yeah, we're shopping for 2 now.
Oh, my goodness me. Right, well, you know, yeah, plenty of space for that. Come and have a look. Now, the kitchen, as you can probably tell, has recently had a really nice makeover. What do you think?
It's good. I like it.
Yeah, no, I like the sort of almost squareness of it. We've had a little
Plenty.
galley kitchen
Yeah, it's
for
plenty
many
big
years,
enough.
so this is great.
You've got the dining room next door, which, you know, you can keep as a formal dining space. You know, up to you, really.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
options, I
yeah.
think, with this house,
It's
isn't
going to be amazing having a dining room.
Yeah.
It needs more tartan in here, though.
Ah, OK. We're going for that real Highland baronial feel.
Holly's been talking about tartan carpet for 5 years since I met her, so I think...
Yeah.
Well, there's plenty of floor space here to lay tartan carpets to your heart's content, Holly. There are 2 good-sized reception rooms either side of the hallway, which also means options for a home office.
This is cosy.
It's fantastic.
But it's big. It is cosy, but it's big. There's high ceilings.
Love the high ceiling, love the window, love the
I
size.
like the moulding around the windows as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yep.
You're really excited, aren't you?
I know, I am. This is an amazing house. I really love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
On this floor, there's also a cloakroom and a utility. A central staircase takes us upstairs, where there's a large family bathroom, complete with jacuzzi bath, as well as a shower room to serve 3 double bedrooms. Each one comes with incredible rural views, and the smallest is in use as a dressing room.
This is the principal one. These lovely...
It's bright. It's
high
so,
ceilings.
it's like luminous. I like it.
I love it, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the high ceilings just make it feel roomy and spacious.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think with the 2 bathrooms, we can work something out, turn one into an ensuite. Or
100%. Well, this is the first property I'm brokering. It's given me a really good insight as to what works. As you've said, you know, anything that isn't an apartment is definitely a step in the right direction, OK? But the land issue is one we do need to tackle. So let's go and have a look at the garden and gauge the temperature there.
Okay.
But so far, so good.
Yes.
Outside, there's another possibility for an art studio in the form of a garage cum workshop. And the pretty garden laden with fruit trees, flower beds and views wraps around the house.
Look at this.
Brilliant.
love it.
There's a seating area, vegetable beds and also somewhere set up to keep chickens.
I know it's not acres, but would this be big enough?
I think I would probably want more space somewhere. It doesn't have to be adjacent, but just like if we can rent a field or something, that could be fun. But for a garden, this is massive.
But you're absolutely right. It's very doable to rent land.
I love the walled garden all the way
Yeah.
around. It's sort of how I dreamt a garden in the country
Yeah.
would look. It's absolutely perfect. It's got the veggie patch, it's got the bit for the chickens, it's got a big workshop. Yep.
However, we need to think about how much it's going to cost you.
I'm going to be optimistic because there's a few things to do. I'm going to say £385,000.
OK, yeah.
I think it's in really good condition, so I'm just going to say £400,000.
OK, so here's the thing. This is currently on the market for offers in the region of, a bit unusual for Scotland, £375,000.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's exciting.
that is great, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
This fantastic sandstone house is priced under budget and offers in the region of £375,000. It's got a recently refurbished kitchen, a bright garden room, 2 receptions, 3 bedrooms and a wraparound garden.
I feel really excited, enthusiastic. I think the proportions, the scale and the elegance of the property are fantastic. I love it. Although the land is not as big as I'd want, this garden is beautiful.
I really love this property, and when I saw it from the street, I was a bit concerned that it might be quite small inside, so to walk inside with the big Edwardian proportions was a real thrill. Lovely high ceilings, fireplace is beautiful, lots of options I think for us to build our life in there.
This is what I would imagine my life in Scotland would be like. Love it.
Well, that's it. Number 1 is done. Have I sold it?
Nearly.
Nearly.
Yeah, maybe a bit more land in the next one would be great, but this style of house is right up our alley. We really like this.
A bit more land.
Can we do that?
Sometimes you do need to be careful what you wish for.
Oh no.
Come on.
In no time at all, it seems that Holly and James have been seduced by Scotland's stunning scenery, but to open their eyes to more of the region, we've brought them to the pretty seaside town of Stonehaven, just south of Aberdeen.
It's very cinematic, isn't it?
A brooding atmosphere.
Locals love their town and they're particularly proud of its unique New Year's Eve tradition, which attracts people from far and wide.
It really has a great sense of community. Annual events like the Stonehaven Fireball ceremony at Hogmanay. We've got the Stonehaven Beer Festival, which is a brilliant event too. So there's lots going on within the community.
I've worked here since 1977, so it's nearly 50 years. Stonehaven is a nice, friendly little town. I like going to the harbour, looking up to the hills, Just a nice area.
There are fantastic coastal walks, and if you want to explore the region further, direct trains link to the port city of Aberdeen with good road links to navigate the rest of Scotland.
I do like a bit of rain.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Stonehaven is a beautiful little town to live in. It might sound strange, but I like the weather. I was born and brought up in the hill country of Sri Lanka, which is cool climates throughout the year. And that's what Stonehaven is all about.
Holly and James have come to get the Stonehaven lowdown firsthand from active community member George Reed. He fell in love with the town as a child.
George, can you tell us a little bit about how you came to live in Stonehaven?
My mum and dad had a caravan here, and I spent all of my childhood down here in the school holidays. So when I came back from working overseas, the logical place to come was Stonehaven, and I've been here for 30 years now.
What do you think attracts people to Stonehaven?
Well, I think, you know, it's a lovely coastal town to live in, but it's only 15 minutes from Aberdeen. It's only 30 minutes from the airport. So the location is just perfect for being able to get around.
Tell us, what is it about Stonehaven that you love?
I love the harbour, I love the sea, I love being able to go out in my boat and do some fishing, but I also love the access to the mountains, and the community here is fantastic.
George, I hear you're a fireball swinger. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, the fireballs are unique to Stonehaven. We make them out of chicken wire. We make a ball and we fill them full of maybe old clothes and things like that. We light them on the stroke of midnight on Hogmanay, and we walk up and down the high street. And I like to think we're collecting up the bad omens and the demons and whatever from the year before. And we go down to the harbour and we throw them in the water, and that purges everything and starts a new year afresh. When you've got 12,000 people watching you walk up that street with a ball of fire, it's quite something.
I can imagine, yeah.
For me, Stonehaven is the centre of the universe, you know. But there are other lovely places in Aberdeenshire, and it's certainly anywhere you go, I'm sure you'll love it.
Excellent, thank you.
I'm sure too, George. But now, to get back to business so we can find Holly and James somewhere they can call the centre of their universe. For our second viewing, we're travelling to the village of Strathdon, within the Cairngorms itself, towards the east of the National Park. Just a few miles further into the park, on the other side of the River Don, is Bellabeg, where you can pick up a pint of milk and other essentials at the local shop, and watch the famous Highland games on the green. Just over 5 minutes' drive away, and far from the crowds, we find nothing more than splendid rural peace and quiet.
Holly, just remind me of what you were hoping to see as you left our first property.
A little bit more land. A little bit more land.
The last property, our first one, came with 3/4 of an acre. If you were to consider buying what I'm about to show you, you'd get 40 acres.
Amazing.
I don't even know what that looks like. Is that like the whole valley?
Let me show you. Pretty much everything you can see, left and right, down to the Bairn, little brook there. Okay, up to that tree line there, up to the tree line, behind, across the road, that is 40 acres, and it comes with that little croft house.
Lovely. Okay, 40 acres isn't as big as I thought it would be. That's fine.
That's amazing.
Great.
Come on, James, what are your thoughts on this?
I love it. It's overwhelming. I'm excited to see the cottage.
The croft itself, I'm not going to lie, it needs everything doing to it, really. But it comes with a cottage, a range of outbuildings as well, and of course, these 40-odd acres.
I'm undaunted. I'm actually really excited.
Yeah.
Love it! Love that fighting spirit!
Yeah.
Crofts are small holdings traditionally found in the Highlands of Scotland. The term comes from the Old English word meaning an enclosed field. This croft has been in the current owner's family for 4 generations.
Right, ready?
Very ready.
Right then, let's start in here. Clearly it's been added on to this old croft to make best use of the views, but I don't know, would it work as a sort of studio to get you going?
Yeah, I think to get me going. I think there's limitless potential here.
Yes, this is all good, it's your smile.
No, I just would never come and have a look at this one, I don't think.
That's why we brought you.
Yeah. No, it's awesome.
Well, let's get into the croft then. A trip back in time.
Here we go.
To the 70s.
Oh my gosh, the carpet.
Yes, there you go. This does require a whole new scheme.
I think so.
But
needs to open up that window so you can see the view at least.
I think it's very exciting just having this on this plot and all the different things you might be able to do to it.
Right, let's have a look at the kitchen. Here we are. This is an extension to the original building.
Yeah, I really like the dimensions of the kitchen and the view out that window. I think it's a beautiful room.
Well, look, there is an awful lot to get to grips with this property. So head that way on your own.
Have a think.
Yeah, duck. Go upstairs and downstairs and see what else is here.
Also on the ground floor is the family bathroom.
It's
Oh
cool.
my God. I love it.
And there's also a bedroom down here.
Oh, this is actually a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, holy smokes.
This is a big room.
Are you daunted?
Semi?
I am as well. I think, I don't know where I'd start. Like, I've never even owned a house, let alone redone a house.
Upstairs, another 2 bedrooms are set into the eaves, and then outside, well, how much time have you got? There's a large patio behind the house, the views, of course, and then the not-so-small matter of the outbuildings.
I love it. This is
great.
our gym.
Yeah, gym, studio,
We put like a
workshop.
big window in there. And then we have like this stunning view when we're working out.
Yeah.
And then you can make that into your studio.
Yeah, it looks like it might fall down.
But like the floor, the footprint of it, you can make into a studio.
Well, it's quite a package, that's for sure, and all that remains is to reconvene before I reveal how much it costs.
It's overwhelming the number of options we've got with this place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agree. I'm
There's
a
a lot
little
to
bit
think about.
gobsmacked, really.
Well, let's have a think then about how much this might cost you.
I reckon £325,000.
I was going to say £300,000.
Wouldn't that be nice? It would be lovely if it was £300,000. It is, I'm afraid. Remember, we're in Scotland. Offers over £375,000
Crikey.
because it's got 40 acres.
Got a lot of land, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. I've had a chat with the agent. Agricultural land like this at the moment is worth about £5,000 an acre.
Okay.
Below the road is about 24 acres. So potentially, if you bought it and then sold that off, it would give you back best part of £100,000, leaving you with 16 acres. I would suggest more than enough for you to have some fun with animals, with rewilding, with holiday lets, glamping, whatever.
I think the smart thing to do would just be to like increase our budget and buy the whole thing.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
You need to start painting some more pictures, mate.
Yeah.
At offers over £375,000, this fantastic old croft has the potential to claw back enough cash to make it a real contender. The 3-bedroom cottage plus the outbuildings are ripe for developing, and it all sits in 40 acres of land.
I kind of like that it's all a bit ramshackled, actually. I want to keep it croft-esque, if that's a word.
Sounds like a word. I think this could give us exactly the life we've dreamt of for a long time. Holly's enthusiasm is infectious.
It certainly is. And since we have a superfan in our midst, we couldn't wrap up our day without a classic escape catch-up.
I'm so excited to do an escape to the country and actually lean on the gate with a view like that behind me. It's amazing.
Well, here we are. You are literally living the dream, Holly. Look, what a day we've had. We've given you 2 very different options.
Yeah, they're so wildly different. I don't know if I'd get bored in the first property because it's so perfect, you know, it's already done. Whereas this one I would be like fascinated for the whole time and like constantly thinking up projects.
I could see this one working if we could afford to do what we need to do.
You are embracing it, which is what I hoped you would do.
Yeah, this is it. This is what I wanted. Yeah. I reckon you bond with the land and then you work out what you're going to do with it. It's wild, it's wonderful, it's majestic. I really think it's great.
Coming to a place like this, you can't help be moved by it.
Yeah.
And I mean, that sounds a bit, you know, romantic of me. But I'd like even just looking at the old barns falling down, I want to paint them and
But you're an artist. I expect you to be romantic.
I don't want to be a cliche, do I, Jules?
That is surely a lovely romantic idea upon which to end our day of house hunting. Time for a drink. Come on.
It's fair to say that Aberdeenshire offers you both spectacular countryside and value for money, because whilst the average price of a detached house in Scotland will cost you just under £338,000, you'll pay less in Aberdeenshire, where the figure is just over £294,000. Holly and James have a healthy amount in their kitty to spend on their new home, and the good news is there's a great range of property prices to suit most budgets. This pretty former coach house in Stonehaven is on the market for offers over £300,000. It's full of character, has a delightful and spacious interior, plus 3 bedrooms. For budgets that can stretch a bit further, how about this magnificent contemporary home? Located in a hamlet on Scotland's east coast, it comes with far-reaching countryside views. A rather grand interior boasts open-plan living spaces, 6 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms. It's on the market for offers over £895,000. And if you just fancy a break in the area, you could wind down in this Scottish stone farmhouse near the hamlet of Drumblade. Surrounded by rural scenes, it has a vibrant and fantastically quirky interior and sleeps 8 in its 4 bedrooms. Prices start at £580 per 2-night stay for up to 8 guests.
Well, the 2 properties I showed James and Holly yesterday were polar opposites. One was done, one was a project. They seemed to like both, but I suspect for our mystery house, we may be onto a good thing if we can combine both of those 2 elements. Fingers crossed they like what I'm about to show them.
Our mystery property is located in the village of New Pitsligo, still in Aberdeenshire, but we're taking a bit of a risk as it's around an hour and 20-minute drive from the Cairngorms. Here you can pick up your everyday needs or grab a bite to eat in or out. There's also a chemist, a doctor's surgery, a library and a couple of pubs. And if you fancy some sea air, it's just a 25-minute bus ride to the coastal town of Fraserburgh. Our last offering is an 8-minute drive from the centre of the village, and before I introduce our buyers to it, I've come ahead to open up.
As you can see, it's a barn conversion. It has all the hallmarks of our second property yesterday, but my goodness me, this is by no means a project. All the hard work has been done. Value for money is definitely the aim of the game.
This stone building used to be a cowshed before it was transformed into this single-storey home in 2008.
Oh, squeaky door, but nothing squeaky about the rest of it. It is, as you can see, all done. If nothing else, it may inspire them as to what Property 2 could look like if they were prepared to put in the hard work, or forego that and just buy this one.
I wonder which way it will go. Well, here they come, so we're about to find out.
Well, how are we today then?
Very
Very
well.
good. Nice
Well,
to
I'm
see you.
hoping this is going to put a smile on your face.
I can see lots of really nice windows, like picture windows looking out over the valley. It looks good.
It looks beautiful, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is our mystery house because not only have we come further north from the Cairngorms, so the landscape here is very different, as you can see. We're further towards the coast. But I thought maybe we should see something that actually has been converted and done.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what Property 2 could look like if you were to set about doing it.
Very cool. So this is an old croft.
It's an old farm building associated with the croft which is
okay.
behind us here. But this lot has taken 10 years to do.
Right, that puts yesterday in perspective.
Well, because they did it, you know, bit by little bit. But the nice thing about this is it's another turnkey option, and it also comes with 4 acres, just under,
Wow, that's
of land.
cool.
And the joy of a renovation like this one is that you get all the character on the outside of the original build, but with a new home on the inside.
Very excited.
Yeah?
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
This characterful property is built from granite, topped with a slate roof. And as we enter, we can take in the kitchen, diner and living space all in one fell swoop.
Feast your eyes then on this lot.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah?
Yeah, this is cool.
It's stunning, yeah, love it.
And really useful utility room, boot room, another loo through there as well, and more access out to the outside. But this is so cosy down here. The light that comes through these skylights, they are all over this property. Any one of the bedrooms, frankly, you could pick as a studio to get going right now.
This single-storey property's 3 bedrooms fan off a long hallway.
I love the hallway, it's so light.
Yeah, the skylights are amazing, aren't they?
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow. This is a great room.
I love the height of the ceiling. This is so, it feels so spacious.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's awesome.
There's another room of the same size, also with access to the garden, and then there's the main bedroom.
Oh, this is even bigger than the other one.
This is beautiful. So this is us, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
What an amazing room. That view.
Yeah.
Could definitely wake up to that.
This one has an ensuite shower, and there's also a bright family bathroom. But then there's the outside to check out.
Yeah, what do you reckon to that then?
Very exciting.
Yeah? Well, let's see if we can add to the excitement, because there's still plenty more to show you. Let's have a look in here. This is a newly built outdoor store.
Incredible space, yeah.
We can fit a gym in here.
Yeah, it could be a gym, it could be a studio, it could be anything you wanted, I think.
Exactly.
The property also comes with a great expanse of land, a little under 4 acres, which includes a pond and a summer house.
I can imagine myself sitting here watching the wildlife just for hours, just very peaceful.
I think I could be very happy here, but we'd have to talk about that, I think.
Yeah.
See how you feel.
I think the price of this may have a bearing on your deliberations.
Yes, the price.
What do you think this is on the market for?
I'd say it's got to be up there. I might even say over budget. Maybe £410,000.
OK, yep.
I think £400,000.
£400,000. This is on the market for offers over £290,000.
You're kidding?
Oh, that's wild.
Wow, OK.
Gosh, that's amazing. Amazing value.
Look, go and explore it. Go and explore it and figure out what you might do with the change, figure out where this studio might go.
Sounds good.
Enjoy, go on. Why not? Fabulous. Well, there you go. Maybe a mystery house has done it again.
The lowest priced option in our lineup at offers over £290,000. This ready-to-go granite property has a bright open-plan kitchen, diner and living space, 3 good-sized bedrooms, an outbuilding which could be an artist's studio, and almost 4 acres of land.
What do you think Hemingway would do with this space?
I think he would absolutely love it. Or we could probably get half a dozen dogs or donkeys or anything we like, I think.
Yeah.
When I first saw the house and the first time around it, I really liked the house and the space and the light, everything about it. I was a bit concerned about the location, but then since hearing the price, that's all disappeared. I think the potential to make the life we want here is incredible. I don't think there'd be anything holding us back.
Yeah, I still want to be near the mountains though.
Yeah. You can build one.
Well, are we still chums?
I think so. You've given me a conundrum.
Well, that's kind of what happens, but it's all right. Come on, let's go and get somewhere warmer.
Good.
No Aberdeenshire landscape is complete without fields of cattle, and a picture-perfect example is Grace Noble's 235-acre farm in Bankery, where her herd of 250 Highland cows graze. Grace was born to a long line of croft farmers, and after leaving the island she was raised on, in the Inner Hebrides, to study and work in the city, she felt the call of farming and returned to it full-time in Aberdeenshire. She's now been cattle farming for 10 years.
Hello, Grace.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
Welcome.
What a lovely day and what a fabulous sight to see this lot enjoying this pasture. And here you are now, the proud owner of what I gather is one of the biggest Highland herds in the country now.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're a really special breed to work with. They produce great beef, a very niche product in this country. We get a lot of visitors wanting to come to the farm every year and meet the Highland breed and get a picture and a selfie.
So, a farm girl who grew up on an island, surrounded by sheep, and you decide you're going to go back to farming, and you decide to do something completely different. Start at the beginning and learn about Highland cattle.
For me, Highland cattle beef, being from the Highlanders, you know, it was just a natural connection, you know. And having a young family, my children just loved the countryside as well. It was in their blood too. My daughter, she wants to be a farmer now too, because she's enjoyed it that much.
It's obvious Grace loves her herd and the beef it produces, but I want to know what it is that makes Highland cattle so special. So she's brought me to meet her showgirls and boys.
And here we have our show team, our ones that are going out to agricultural shows this summer.
He is magnificent.
He is. He's a nice young bull, a nice dark red colour, and then some of the girls as well.
Have this lot got names?
Yes, of course. Yeah, all the girls are named. You know, they'll remain in the herd till their old age. You know, 20 to 25 years of age. So you really get to know them. So this is Robin and Sophie.
Now they do have quite a fearsome look about them, don't they? And some would say a reputation to go with it, but how easy are they to manage?
The more they're handled and socialised, the friendlier they become and they're less fearful of you. So certainly starting when they're young with their mums brushing and petting and speaking to them, they really do get comfortable with human contact.
So what makes these animals so suited to the climate up here? Because it's harsh and unforgiving, isn't it?
Certainly. I couldn't think of a hardier breed. The Highland cattle breed, they're native breed to Scotland. I don't have to house them through winter. The great coat of hair just keeps them perfectly insulated from the harsh weather. I don't have the high costs of machinery for bedding, for feeding them all through winter.
So what you're saying is that they are born and bred to live off this landscape. They're probably happier being out than in.
Exactly, yes. Definitely a breed to start off with.
Well, there's no doubt Grace has made a success kicking off her own farming venture with her Highland crew, so much so that she's inspired her 20-year-old daughter, Beth.
Hello, Beth.
Hello.
Who have we got here?
This is Duchess. She's a homebred cow on the farm, one of the favourites. The visitors love her. She loves a good brush.
So how old is she?
She would be about 7. So we took her out to the shows as a yearling and she won some championships. Really well behaved, loved going out.
Now, you are clearly following in your mum's footsteps.
I absolutely love it. I wouldn't want to do anything else. So I left school when I was 16 so that I could go and study agriculture so that I could be at home on the farm.
So when's the next show?
This weekend. Tonight we'll be preparing all the cattle for going there and use washing up liquid to get all that grease and dirt out of them, and we'll sand their horns to make them nice and smooth.
Well, I wish you all the best of luck. Duchess, I don't think you need it. You're absolutely gorgeous. Your story and that of your family's proves that if farming is in the blood, it never leaves you, does it?
No, it's there for life.
As you will well know by now, the business of house hunting is all about giving our buyers as many options as possible. We have certainly done that this week for James and for Holly, but on this occasion, I'm beginning to wonder if maybe we've given them too much to think about. Is there a solution? Is there an answer? Have we found them a home? Let's go and find out. Well, you're at the beginning of a whole new life here. All the way from Australia. We've done our best, I think, to give you some really interesting options this week in the properties that we have shown you. Have we managed to find you one that you want to buy and move into?
I have found one that I really like. I don't know about James.
So property number 2, I think we're both kind of very into.
Yeah.
Holly would probably just buy it today and then worry about what we do next.
Yeah.
But having seen the third property, I think we can see what we could do to that second one, which has got me excited about it again.
So, suffice to say then, of the 3 that we've shown you, it is a toss-up between property 2 and our mystery house.
Yeah.
Both of which are at opposite ends of the scale in terms of what you would have to do to them and how easy it would be to just move in and get on with your new life.
Yes.
So I'm guessing, James, you could be quite easily persuaded to go for our mystery house.
Yes.
Because it's a turnkey ready to go. That's why we went there.
Yep.
You are inspired by it and are thinking, oh, could I
Yeah,
do that at number 2?
I do like a challenge, and I feel like I've come all the way from Australia, and I don't want to stop at 90% of the way there. You know, I want to get all the way into the Cairngorms, and really be in the Scotland that, you know, foreigners imagine Scotland to be.
So our second property really did put the cat among the pigeons, didn't it?
It did. I wasn't expecting that, and I wasn't expecting to want to do that either.
No.
That was a surprise.
But where does that leave us now?
We've got to call an architect, Jules.
Wow.
We've had a look at the modern croft, the different packs that we can do, you know, have something that's a little bit more ready-made.
So you're thinking about a kit house at property number 2?
I am. Well, we are.
We're sort of extending what's there. Was that what we were looking at? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You've taken the bait.
You just jump in with both feet, really. Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen, Jules?
What's the worst that could happen? Well, look, you have got a lot to think about. This is going to be an adventure, whichever way it goes. You are a pair of adventurers, that's perfectly clear. It's been great fun, guys. I wish you all the best of luck, and let us know what you do as soon as possible, because I would love to come back and see what happens.
Oh, I thought you were going to say help us with the renovation.
That is up to you. Well, Holly and James really are at the start of a great adventure. In many ways, they're halfway there, having travelled halfway around the world from Australia to Scotland, but they're embarking upon a new country life that is new to both of them. They've never done it before. They may now be taking on quite a complex and wide-ranging renovation, but that hasn't put them off. They are jumping into this with both feet first. I think that is absolutely astonishing. I didn't expect it, to be quite honest with you, but I could not be happier, and I could not think of a better couple to take it on. And what a new life they are going to have. Fingers crossed they'll be moving in somewhere sometime soon. I'll see you next time.
But that new life won't be in our second property, because Holly and James have since found their dream home with an acre of land out of Aberdeenshire in neighbouring Moray. They've had their offer accepted, and we wish them the very best of luck with their move to Scotland. If you would like to escape to the country in Scotland, Northern Ireland, England or Wales and need our help, why not apply online at bbc.co.uk/take part.